cool. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Hello everyone, it's Deli here and welcome to Tea Time.
James Turner, YT here today. Is it really tea time though? I feel like it's just story time.
Well, we just
Story
thought...
time!
Well, the thing is, lately I've done a couple of story times. You guys seem to enjoy them. Is the tea hot today, James?
It is a hot tea.
I'm about to spill it. You guys were enjoying some of the recent story times I was doing, so I thought, you know what? Why don't we bring good old James on?
Do you know my name? Were you gonna say Samaj and then you changed your mind halfway through?
No. Thought James would come on.
What's in your tea? Can I smell your tea? Let me.
I had a
hang on.
coffee.
Oh, I don't know what she's drinking, but it's not in mine.
Yeah, grab yourself a cuppa. We thought we'd just tell a few stories, have just a hangout session, you know? Just hang out with you guys and have a chin wag. Cheers. So we've done a lot of travel together, having similar jobs and being from the same country. We often fly together a lot and go to events. And I don't know, maybe we have like some travel trouble stories to tell. So when we were flying back from San Diego recently, what?
Right. I just want to paint the whole picture because we started off the flight, but we were not sitting near each other because we were like opposite ends of the cabin.
This is true.
You had a window seat and I was like the middle of the plane in an aisle. Mm-hmm. And we were like, okay, let's wait because we were just because we tried to ask at the check-in if we could sit next to each other because I mean obviously that'd been way nicer.
Because it's like a 15-hour flight.
But it was like fully booked, so like, there's nothing we can do. And we're like, okay, fine. We'll just ask, the people when they get on the plane if they're happy to swap. Usually people don't mind at all. It's usually no big deal, especially if they swap to like an aisle to an aisle seat.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd wait, and then well, the first thing was we were waiting, and literally everyone got on the plane except the two people that were next to us.
Like, and we were like, well, maybe they're not even getting on.
Yeah, that'd be great. And then they were like the last people to get on the plane. Like I swear.
Yeah. And I had this like really cool chick like sit next to me. She was so cool. She looked like a Korea woman. She was wearing like double denim and had all this like jewelry on. And I was like, oh, she's gonna be real chill about this.
She's like, no problem. That's fine.
Yeah. She flies all the time. She doesn't care. Well, tea time. She did actually care a little bit. I asked her, hey, would you mind? I've got a friend on board. If we could sit together, if you'd just swap to the other aisle seat. And, it's fair enough. She said, no, I don't like being in the middle area. I like being closer to a window. And I respect that, I get anxiety
but I'm
about
also
things.
Like, I mean, really? Like, come on. She's like, well, what did she say? She was like, let's wait to see what the other person says.
Yeah. She basically said, I fly a lot and I really dislike the middle. The thing is, I would swap for someone else. So I would have liked someone to swap for me, but not everyone's the same, James.
Oh no, I totally understand. Like I get it. Like I've been asked before, like, and but I've done it anyway because I feel bad saying no. So I've done it where I swap before to like a worse seat, and I'm like, man.
Oh, you shouldn't feel bad by saying no.
But I
feel
do.
like
I mean, you do because they're like, can I sit next to my family? And you're like, no.
No, you may not sit with
exactly.
your child.
That's the thing. Yeah, right. It's like. Well, I can't. Then I'm the guy that said no, and then you're on this 15-hour flight next to the person that wanted to swap. You know what I mean? Like that's when it gets rough.
That kind of sucks, yeah.
And then especially for you, because you were in the window seat, she was in the aisle.
Yeah.
And she had said no, and then you had to be like, trying to, excuse me, I need to go to the bathroom.
And I pee like every single hour. I am the worst person to sit at the window.
So that's why when someone asks me to swap, as long as it's not obviously like the worst swap ever, I would usually say yes.
I mean, you're not swapping from an aisle to a middle seat.
Oh, no. It's like, no, if it's just someone next to you, do you mind if we swap?
Nobody.
No. Anyway, so she was like...
No, look, I'll wait until I say the other person. Yeah.
So I was like, that's fine. So then I gave James like the eye from my end of the plane. I was like,
this lovely lady came up to the seat next to me. She put down her bag, and I was like, I was trying to be really non-threatening because I feel like, you know what I mean? Like if I was like, excuse me, do you mind if you swap? Like
why would you be like that?
No, I'm saying that's why I was making an effort to be like, oh, excuse me, sorry, like. I was apologizing. I was apologizing for interrupting her, as well.
Did you use your soft voice? Do you have a very soft voice?
I was like, excuse me, miss, ma'am. No, I don't know what I said. I probably just said, excuse me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was like, hi, so my friend is sitting over there by the window and we're wondering if we could swap. Oh, actually, no, the other part of this story was, for some reason, I don't know what happened, but the entire cabin that we were in, everyone all families were split, all partners were all over the place, friends, but whoever, I don't know, like their automated seating system just, it must have like died.
It was cooked.
It was like people were all, it was so weird. Like there was a guy in front of me that was asked to swap by 2 different people. So he swapped one seat, then the guy next to him was like, do you mind swapping with that person? And then, do you mind swapping with that person? And he was like, okay. And
I felt
like,
bad for that guy.
I felt bad for that guy
He was just being
too.
like moved all around the cabin.
I know. Anyway, yeah, so there was that thing as well. So everyone was kind of swapping. It was weird. But yeah, I was like, do you mind swapping with my friend? She's got a window seat though, like, because she was in an aisle. So I felt bad. Because ideally we wanted to swap aisle to aisle. Because we wouldn't mind if we had to get, you know, a window seat or whatever.
But when it's a different seat, that's when it's
That's when
rocky
the tea gets
territory.
hot. Oh, gross. So I asked this lady, and I was like, I prefaced it by like, you can say no. Like honestly, do not worry. Like I was like, no, you don't have to say yes. Do not say yes if you don't want to. It's like, but do you mind like swapping with my friend? She's got a window seat. And then the flight attendant came up, and she was saying, you know, if you get a window seat, you're gonna have to climb over the other person to get out. And she was explaining to that woman to make sure that she was happy and okay with it. And she's like, I would love if someone swapped for me. It'd be nice. So I'm gonna like swap. And I was like, no, please don't do it. Because the other thing is like she was a smaller, like older lady. So I was like, if you like can't climb over, like,
Yeah.
you really don't have to
Which is
swap.
good of you,
I was like, no, you really don't have to. It's fine. Like, but she was so nice, and she's like, yeah, I'll swap. That's fine. Like, I was like, oh my god. The other thing is like, you can't. So because we're flying Qantas, all like food and drink are like included. Because I know some airlines you can buy extra drink. It would have been nice to like buy her a drink or something on the plane.
I wanted
It was, like,
to get her a glass of champagne or a little snacky.
But no, you can't do
But
that.
you can't do that.
It's
So that
like,
was
can
a
we
shame.
send a free drink over there? Anyway, she was lovely. She was really, really nice. And then we got to sit together. This is to preface the other part of the story. So it was like a 15-hour flight from back from TwitchCon back to Sydney.
So San Diego to Sydney.
Oh,
Were you gonna
I
tell
thought
the
you were
rest
gonna.
of the story?
I thought you were gonna pick it up there.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
So yeah, we had dinner. That was all good. That was fine. Went to sleep. I think we slept most of the flight because we were dead after
We were
TwitchCon.
so dead. Went to sleepies. In the morning, it was breakfast time. They serve breakfast at about 3:30, 4 a.m. Australia time. So just before you landed, around 6. They started coming around with the little trolleys, and we noticed there wasn't really any hot food on the menu, and there was just those little
They're like,
cereal boxes that
oh
you
yeah,
get.
like the little baby cereal boxes, like those tiny individual serves.
Like that you take when you go camping. And some pastries. Personally, I don't eat a lot of wheat because it gives me a bit of asthma.
Wait, my nose is so itchy. It's just so itchy.
Do you want to dip it in?
Yeah, you
in?
know when your nose gets so itchy that you can't think about anything else.
Yeah.
That's where I was just then.
See these little cereal packets. Now, keeping in mind, we've been on this flight for a long time. We're at that 14,
Dude, I was starving.
13, 14
I was
hour
hungry.
mark. We're hungry. We're dehydrated. We're ready for some food, right? So it comes around, and I'm going to James. I'm like, James, I think there's something wrong with the food because usually you get some hot food.
Yeah, and I was like, maybe I was like, no, it's fine. I think this is just coming before. Like, I think hot food will come after. Like, maybe this is first.
This is like a little snacky. No, James, I'm pretty sure this is it. And I noticed a few people kind of looking at it and asking the air hostess what was happening. And I overheard a conversation, and they were like, no, we have some cereals today and some pastries.
Yeah, there's not anything wrong with cereal or pastry, but
But on a flight that is a Qantas airline, which is a nice airline, it's not a budget airline.
we're spilling the tea on the. Oh, I guess we already said the airline before.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it was
Yeah,
Qantas.
well, there's a reason. We'll get to the end of this. But you expect it, okay? So anyway, they came around to us. I can't have the pastries because I can't eat wheat or much of it. And to be honest, I don't like eating pastries because it feels like air in me anyway.
Oh, it doesn't
Fill you up.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're not very filling. Like they're a nice little thing to have, but you usually have a pastry with something else more
Yeah,
substantial.
it's not
which is like,
really
okay,
a
have
meal.
cereal, but
I was like, oh, okay, I'll just have a cereal, please. Can I have soy milk? Because I'm lactose intolerant. They're like,
Sorry, we only have regular milk.
Yeah, okay.
So I was like, what the hell are you meant to do if you're gluten intolerant and dairy intolerant? Like, what am I meant
They had
to
like
eat?
nothing.
No, I think there were bananas. So I was like, okay, I'll have a banana. And then the air hostess was like,
Oh, you could have some orange juice with your cereal.
luckily my grandmother used to always do that. So I've actually had juice and cereal.
But then did you put something else with it as well? Didn't you put like yogurt or something in there?
Oh yeah, there was little yogurts.
And you like you had like orange juice, yogurt, and cereal.
It was quite funny.
I was kind of like.
It wasn't like
I
your
was not
usual
impressed.
meal. For Australians, that's an odd meal.
For anyone, I think that's odd. Is it? I've never seen anyone have cereal with juice instead of milk.
And
Number
then,
one.
obviously, the yogurt I wasn't really meant to eat either.
But yeah, but there was no food. Well, and the thing, okay, so the other thing is they served me because we were on different aisles, but we're like, so like I was getting served by those people, you were being served by those guys. They didn't tell me anything. They're just like, what would you like? And they presented it like it was like a banquet. They're like, what would you like?
And then she's like,
So on today's menu, we have the Kellogg's cornflakes, pastry.
Banana, and I was, you saw my face. I'm just like,
you were so not impressed. You're like, how much do these flights cost? And this
I'm
is
just
what
like,
I'm getting.
I'm just like, I'll have a banana and a pastry. And she's like, is that all? I'm like, yes. I would have been fine. Like, here's the other thing. I don't understand why they didn't just explain it to us. Like, it's like, because the refrigeration on the plane was broken.
That was why
That's
we
the
were being
problem.
served that.
That which we found out afterwards.
Which, it happens.
Yeah, and that's fine, but I just don't understand why they didn't say, first of all, good morning, hope you had a good rest or whatever. And then be like, okay, so our fridge is broken, so unfortunately this is all we
We're
have.
sorry for the inconvenience because our service isn't usually like this.
But they literally said
And
nothing.
thank
They're
you
just
for
like,
your
like,
understanding.
here's your banquet this morning. I'm like,
And then you got a banana.
I got a
little
photo of it as well, we'll
pastry,
show.
And then a muesli bar.
oh, well, I don't know. I don't even know if it was a muesli bar. It was like just a bar. Like, I don't know, but anyway. It
I
was
thought
like,
it was yummy.
it was not. Okay, so the bar was really nice, but it was like the driest bar known to humankind. Like, it's like, it's like dehydrated food that astronauts have. You're supposed to like, it was like so dry that it seemed like you were supposed to add liquid to it to turn it into a meal.
Yeah, we were like, oh, this is the breakfast. You just add water.
I was like, no, it's so dry you bite it and it like saps out the hydration of your body. It's like,
Oh, and that's the other thing. They didn't offer us water.
oh, what the hell was with that? They're
They
like,
didn't give us water.
like tea, coffee.
No, but they only offered you tea and coffee. They didn't offer me coffee.
Well, actually,
In fact, they completely missed me,
They
and I
skipped
had
you.
to ask them. Everyone had their meal. I was like, James, I think they forgot about me.
And I'm
So I was
like,
like,
yeah, I think so.
excuse me, can I please have my meal?
I'm hoping it's because they were frazzled. They're like, oh crap, like our fridges aren't working. We don't
Well,
have food. I'm hoping that's why it was kind of like a bit messy.
We fly with Qantas like all the time, and the reason why we fly with it is because it's a great airline. So this was really
It
confusing.
was really
to
unusual,
us.
but anyway.
It's definitely not usually like
It was
that.
so funny. It was really funny. In the moment, I was kind of like, what is going on? But then afterwards, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, we had a giggle in the end. I mean, at the end of the day, we still got food. It's not like anything was really bad. But it was just odd that it wasn't explained. And everyone was so confused.
But it was funny, yeah, you'd look around at other people as well, and they're like...
Everyone's looking around and being like, with their little cereal boxes, being like...
And I'm not one to like question. Like if I'm given that, I won't be like, excuse me, what's going on? Like I don't know. I just don't question.
I really want to know what first class was given. Because imagine if you paid like thousands and thousands of dollars
Dude.
and their fridge was broken and you got a cereal packet.
So we've got Kellogg's cornflakes. We've got home brand.
There's
The Nutri-Grain and the Sultana brand option too.
So that was quite funny. I feel like whenever you go traveling, there's always a story. Like, it never goes perfectly fine. At least for me, anyway.
No. Well,
Like-
yeah. Link back to if you do a card here, link back to your last travel story.
Oh, yeah.
I had a bad week video.
Oh, my
Where you were
God.
kicked off a plane. If you haven't seen that, you should hear her tell that story.
Well, it's really interesting. I got some comments from you guys who work in like the flight industry. I think I saw one comment from someone who was an air hostess or something, and she was like, That is definitely not.
That's not what we do.
That's not what we do on airline. We would never do that to a customer. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was normal because I have never heard of it happening before.
Yeah,
Only one comment was of a person.
But if you want to find out why, go watch that video. Like why she was kicked off the plane. Tea time.
Tea time. Remember the time when I was stranded in Boston because there was of these storms?
No, actually, that was kind of fun. I say it's kind of funny because so we were in Boston for PAX East. It was me, you, and Critic Zeus. So we were all in Boston, and there was like a blizzard over the weekend of PAX East.
Yeah, it was
so
crazy.
like one of the days was basically all the roads were closed, all that kind of stuff. And it was the first time really I had been in snow anyway since I was like 3 years old. So number one, that was cool. But anyway, so we couldn't really do much. But anyway, so then the next day rolls around. A lot of it has melted, but I think the knock-on effect of delayed flights and all that. But you're like,
Man, I love Boston. I wish I could stay longer. I just want to stay an extra day.
I love it so much.
and then we're like, okay, well, maybe next time you can stay longer or whatever, book longer. So all three of us head to the airport. We get all the way up to the point of, when did you find out? Because I think
it was
literally
during check-in.
It was literally checking in. It was like, flight cancelled.
Yeah, and it was only my flight cancelled because James and Critic Zeus both live in Sydney, and I live in Melbourne, so completely different city.
So we were
I had a
flying.
different flight.
Yeah, we were flying different ways home because I think we were going via Dallas.
That's right.
So I think
and
we
was
did.
going...
Yeah, we did Boston, Dallas, and then Dallas to Sydney, which, fun fact, one of the longest flights in the world. Not the longest, but one of the longest. It's a
Really?
17-hour flight.
Well, I was meant to just go
Probably to LA.
LA home. Yeah, basically they said, sorry, ma'am, your flight's cancelled.
Because I think the plane just wasn't there. Like, I don't think it could fly in the day before, which was the problem. I think what happened, if I remember.
Yeah, and I think it was my fault I found out late because I didn't check it before we left. If
Maybe.
it was cancelled or not. So anyway, got there, my flight's cancelled.
And then
these boys are like, see you later.
No, we were like, first of all, we were like, oh my God, that sucks. Like, we waited because you had to call up and try to sort out like accommodation. We waited to make sure she was okay because we still had a flight to catch, so we couldn't wait too long. But we made sure you were okay and all that. But then the jokes that I was also like, be careful what you wish for.
Oh, God.
Bye.
Yeah, so
I do remember saying that. The good side is you get an extra day.
yeah, my confidence was a little low because as I've explained in other videos, I get a lot of travel anxiety. So I was,
So that's the
and these
worst.
guys know because they're my good friends. They know that I'm a little sketchy with that stuff. So I was like, oh no, I'm gonna be all by myself. I have to get a hotel. I'm gonna have to eat by myself and get home by myself. And I got a little nervous, but you know what? I was fine in the end.
Yeah, I think you had a really good day,
I had the
actually.
best day.
Yeah, you're like, you know what? I love spending time alone. This is great.
This is just what I needed,
Did you
some
get,
me time.
Did you explore or anything? An extra day there? Or
It
you
was
just...
full snow everywhere. I got some accommodation organized. That was fine. It was quite
Yeah, luckily
easy.
that was all good. And you were just rebooked the next day, weren't you?
Yeah, so it was all very straightforward.
So there was no like expenditure, which is good. Otherwise that would have sucked.
Yeah, and basically the next day I was like, oh, I'll just wander around. I went down that street. So I went down Newbury Street for the day, and it was like snowing. I had a big jacket on. It was the first time ever that I've ever got a phone notification on my iPhone that it was too cold to use. Because often in Australia I get the overheating
It's like your phone is
notification
overheated, so you can't use it.
if you leave it in the sun, and it said it was too cold. And I was like, whoa, that's so cool. And then I was
Sick!
like,
And you're like, oh crap, I can't use my phone.
I was like, oh no. So I
wait, what was the temperature? Do you remember? I don't think
It was like negative 12.
on the day of the storm anyway, it was like negative 13 Celsius,
Yeah.
which is this much Fahrenheit. It's actually not that cold for people from the area.
Yeah, you guys
but
are
for
like,
us,
it's soft.
I know, but for us, it's freaking cold.
We're like, oh my God, I've never been in this climate before.
Well, it gets to what, like 4 or 5 degrees Celsius here, which is this much Fahrenheit. So it's not that cold here in Australia
In Melbourne, it'll get to like -1
at most. But that's
at like
yeah.
6 a.m. in the morning.
And then it's like back to like 10 in the day or whatever.
Yeah. So it was cold. And I just remember like I'd take my hand out to text on my phone and then I'd be like, oh my God, I'm getting frostbite. I'm going to have to go to the hospital. Oh my God, what do you do when you get frostbite? Like my mind's spinning and then I'm like.
And then your phone's like too cold to use and you can't
Yeah.
take it.
And I was like, whoa, that's so cool. Oh my God, I'm going to die.
I'm gonna die.
So yeah, I just did that, got some coffee. It was so nice. And I just wandered around. I just walked a lot. And then I had the nicest dinner by myself. I wanted to be so American. You guys are gonna cringe because
Oh
you're
God,
kind
what
of.
did you have?
So I decided to go to an American pub and
I don't know.
sit
For
down.
number one, I don't know if they call them a pub in America.
I don't know.
It's like a bar. Did you go to like a sports bar?
I went to a sports bar. That's it.
It was so American. I went to a pub.
I went to a pub and got fish and mashed peas.
That's like
which is really British.
Yeah, that's like the most British thing ever.
So I went to this bar.
And you got a steak and ale pie at the pub.
No, I got a steak salad, and it was really dirt cheap and really nice.
Steak salad is super American, though, is it?
I don't know.
A salad is like
I felt
already
American because I was in a booth. Like I felt like I was in a booth. Well, I was in a booth, and I was in this sports bar. And then there were all of these sports on the TV, and I watched the NBA, and I felt like, oh yeah. And then there was this couple next to me, this woman and man, and they were fighting heaps. And then the guy was like saying to his wife or girlfriend, he was like,
you know what? I can find someone better than you. I bet she wouldn't treat me like this.
and I was just eating my salad. I was like,
And then you were like, don't you drag me into this. You don't know how I would treat you. I've seen some
that's exactly what I said. No, but it was just like really nice me time. Like I know what Jenna Marbles means by that now. Like me time, you know, time by yourself. It felt good to have the confidence to just be hanging out.
She's basically saying she was exhausted by spending like 3 to 4 days with Tom and I.
It was a big relief.
She's
to
like,
just have
thank
me
God
time.
they're gone.
Well, you guys, that's just a little bit of tea time.
My tea
for
is
ya.
empty now.
Mine's
I am
still.
okay. It's doing it for the camera. I got no more stories. Until next time.
Until next time, so let us know if you enjoyed this video.
Unless you don't want me in story tea time. What is it called? Tea story time.
Tea time. Anyway, you guys, thanks for listening to our story time. We have a lot more stories to tell, so maybe
Do we?
we will. I know I do.
I don't really have any stories. I don't think. I think I'm done.
You're part of half of my stories, so hopefully you do want to tell those stories.
Yeah, it's pretty mediocre.
Anyway, guys, hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. in the
Why are
world.
you saying it like that? Hope you're having a perfect morning or evening, wherever you are.
In the wild. Dag.
I don't know what it says.
Batches.
Whoa. Okay. Bye.
Bye.